all the time. And then my L2, thankfully, it goes through the very first page is like the 9 foundation movements. That's on my desktop. I just click it open and be like, faults, correction. Okay.
Look at you leading a small group.
Grace made me go first this time. Go first last.
Aren't I a good way?
I was really happy with it, right? With the concept of progress, not perfection. I could have you teach a class tomorrow.
But you know what I noticed? I go, and then both of them go, and they both watched me while I was while they were doing the instruction.
Yeah.
I didn't watch them at all. I just did my thing.
You mean it's your first time coaching and you weren't perfect yet?
No. So, watching athletes versus viewers.
Hey, let's go over to papers on the board. If you need another paper, go ahead and grab it. I feel like that second small group went better than the first. If you feel that way, great. If not, that's also okay. Write down any thoughts, comments, questions, concerns you have about that second breakout right now. You might have the same feedback you had from the first small group. You might have something different. All this stuff matters. It's your feelings, so you can't be wrong. Ross, you caught the dip drive position that Andy had, and her shoulders were slightly too far back, and you fixed it. So you saw the fault, and you fixed the fault.
Yes.
That was cool. That was cool. I feel like, Grace, the gears are turning in your noggin.
They're rusty.
The rest, I was taking a little nappy poo on my feet. I have us using these papers in the hopes that if you want, you can take these home and keep them for your records. I sometimes have some things on my wall that I want to keep learning. And so if I walk by it every day and review it, great. I take it down when I get that, I call it note blur for lack of a better word, but if you see a note 10 times and your brain can actually look at it and not read the words, it's time to take it down. It's not doing any good. Thoughts on that second small group? Who wants to go?
I think the biggest thing that I probably learned from you, Mike, and when I went to my L2, they smacked me right in the face with it, almost like a clipboard. They're like, stop overthinking, tell, show, do, and check. If you do those 4 things with all the movements that we do in the 9 foundation movements, you'll always be taking care of yourself and your athletes. And then we went through this second group training, I'm like, oh, stop overthinking, tell, show, do, check. Follow those 4 things.
That's worth writing down.
What's the difference between do and check?
So you tell them what to do, show them how to do it. After that, you do it for them. Or you get them to do it, I guess I'm saying. You get them to do it and you check. Did they do it right? Are they doing the dips like this? So do and check.
That's a good question. That's what we do every day. We might not even know we were calling it that. But the checklist saves lives, right? Airline pilots, mechanics, and surgeons do that. Who else wants to go? Share something with us. Yeah.
Different cues. Be patient. Understand. Try to walk in other people's shoes and maybe don't get frustrated when you're trying to explain or when you're coaching something over and over. Maybe use different cues, different words, different technique. And again, that's something that I saw here when I came to Wolverine and you and Chris mentored me as an athlete and a coach. I think that I never understood for the past 5 years, and I arrived here and suddenly remember the weightlifting class and just like, oh, that's what it means. Just because you explained me a different way that I had been taught for 5 years before that. And as a coach now, it's just like, okay, I try to don't get frustrated. That, remember, might just need a different word, might different tone of voice, different, the different cues, whatever it's verbal, tactic, touch, or just showing, observing, just something different. So something that I learned.
I love that. Anyone else got something to share?
Giving more positive feedback than we're so focused on what's wrong with this movement, what can we correct? Oh, I can't really see something to correct, so I just move on to the other athlete instead of saying, hey Mike, great job keeping your heels on the ground. Giving being trained, and I've had to retrain myself to do that, and it's hard to give more positive feedback. And even if someone's like a train wreck, you can find something. Hey, great job not dropping the barbell on the floor, you know. And so really focusing on also not just correcting, but also giving positive feedback as well.
What about you, Zach?
I would say just I'm still learning how to like kind of have the seeing eye and just learning how to correct things as they happen. And then Zach's telling me like exactly like calm down and all that type of jazz. Like take a second, it's gonna be okay, and then just like find just maybe something little and you'll correct it.
This whole coaching gig's kind of weird, right? Because we have these people that are very affluent and successful in their fields, and they're coming in to be told what they're doing wrong on a daily basis, and they pay us a large sum of money to do it. So it's this kind of strange thing. Some of the people in this building that we train can buy and sell us over and over again. They have that much money, right? But they come in and here I am like, all right, when I was at my old gym, I had like $1 in the bank, but I'm training this guy that owns several businesses and has millions and millions of dollars. I'm gonna make you better today. And he listened to every word I said. I left that gym feeling 10 feet tall, right? But we take that responsibility seriously. I need an honest answer on this one. Are you brain dead or are you good for push jerk? I need an honest answer on that.
Good.
Yes and yes.
I love that mental fortitude.
That's something we were just smiling because we forgot the obvious answer to your question. That's when you walk by, that's what the two Zach and myself were talking. Something that we learned is do what you preach as an athlete, because we're coach and athlete. And when we don't have the coach shirt on, we're in a class. We have to work hard and show, and we cannot let ourselves go just for the perks of doing the reps or the movement or RXing. And that I discovered and hear that people will have a lot more respect for me or for the coach if we're honest and humble. It's okay to scale. It's okay to do Murph without the vest. It's okay to...
Who said be vulnerable? Who said that? Was that you? Being vulnerable is huge, right? Because that makes you human. Yeah, I love that. On a piece of paper, if you need a new one, we can hand these down. If you need more paper, we're gonna write down the teaching progression for the push jerk. Third and final movement of the day. CW, you want a new piece of paper? They're right there by Ross. It's so easy to get one.
I'm good. I write small.
Hey, you have these memorized, don't you? We went over this the other day, didn't we?
We did.
What's the first one?
Jump and land.
Jump and land. Hands to the side to be specific. Sometimes I break into Cyril's house in the middle of the night and quiz him on CrossFit.
In my dreams, you do.
What are the 10 universal skills? Name them, name them.
My quantum mechanics professor used to joke about that.
Lock your doors, kids.
Yep.
Who knows the second learning progression in the push jerk? It's jump and land, hands on shoulders. You got it. Jump and land, hands on shoulders. We're about to do it. Number 3 is jump, punch, land. No bar yet. It's basically mimicking a push jerk with no equipment. It's what I do when I'm waiting in line at Myers when I go shopping. You should go shopping with me sometimes at the Hoot. And last one, you'll never guess what the fourth one is. Push jerk. This time we're adding the PVC pipe or barbell. You know, you and I are getting this a bit more. Zach and Wayne have it. You and I are getting it quite a bit. So Chris and I have known each other for 20 years, so we have a pretty intuitive working relationship to the point where when we're doing one of these, he could come up and tell me the things that I'm missing. I think for this large group breakout, I want the people that are on the blue platforms to just follow me around. and the people on the red platforms to be the people moving in that class. And then we'll switch it up and have the red platform people follow me around for the blue platform people. The last piece of this, I wonder if this is going to sound awesome on the video. It's the concept of active to passive rack. And if you can get to my profile on this, that would be ideal to stand directly to the side of me. I was learned to teach this or call this active rack. My elbows are down and out, but still in front of the bar, and the bar is still in contact with the shoulders. This is for any movement where the bar is going to go from rack to overhead. I was taught this as passive rack, and my voice has changed because this is digging into my throat. This is how I do a front squat, a receive on a clean. The weight is loaded on the shoulders. Watch me transition back to active rack. Did the bar get any lower on my body? No. Yes. So I'm shrugging my shoulders to create that contact with that bar. Is my wrist position ideal? No. But it's where I'm at today, and my mom still loves me. That passive rack and active rack may be too lingo-y for your athletes, but that was just how I was taught to teach it, and how I still teach it with athletes that I have in the back in my small groups to this day. Let's get my red platform athletes on their platforms with a PVC pipe now, please. And my blue platform athletes are going to follow me around. Push, jerk. And notice that I finished the whole movement fully before I turned. Athletes, set your pipes down. I'm now going to walk to the side. Come on with me. If we had 15 athletes, 5 on red, 5 on blue, 5 on yellow, I've turned it into a class of 5. And now by watching Ross and only Ross, I've turned it to a class of 1. With your hands to your sides, you're simply going to jump and land. You're jumping from your starting position to your squat with stance or your landing position. Try not to move the feet at all. They should move a bit naturally on their own. Jump and land on my mark, and go. Stick that landing, stand tall, step, step, reset those feet. Bring your feet closer together. Yeah. Jump and land on my mark, and go. Land softer for me. I now have eyes on the whole group if I need to, and I can give a physical cue to this guy and a verbal cue to Zach, which might be, your beard is awesome. Step, step to reset. Jump and land on my mark, and go. Good landing position. I really like how she absorbed the energy and her torso stayed upright. Ross, I like that new foot position. Good. Again, giving some feedback to someone far away. Stand tall, step, step. My military guys take everything I say very seriously. And jump and land, go. Yeah. Chest up a bit on that land. Stand tall, step, step. Let's get my blue athletes with their PVC pipes on their platforms and my red athletes to follow me around. Yeah, that'll work. I see you. Let's do the next one. Go ahead and put the pipe down. Bring your cowabunga dude thumbs up to your shoulders. Yes. Jump and land on my mark, and go. Stand tall, step, step, reset. we saw our first safety flaw of the group, which is Thomas's knees caved in a bit. He just had surgery recently. So we're gonna say, Thomas, can you drive your knees out a bit on the jump and land? And we're gonna watch him go to make sure he does it. We're all watching you. Jump and land on my mark, and go. Was it better? Yeah. We want him a bit more active in the hip, but it was better. And I might say to Zach back there, the ghost Zach, right? To acknowledge that he's there. I want to say everyone's name at least 3 times, minimum in class. Go ahead and stand tall, you 2-step, step, reset. Jump and land on my mark, and go. Good, stand tall, step, step, reset. Those knees were golden, weren't they, right? You heard Thomas get in trouble. Jump and land on my mark, and go. Stand tall, step, step. Hip extension much? Oh, yeah. Stand by. Jump and land on my mark, and go. Yeah, stand tall, step, step, reset. On your next dip, I want to have chest up on the dip. One more, and go. Better, stand tall, step, step, reset. Let's get everyone back to the platform for the next learning drill. This is our jump and punch with pipes down. Watch me, kids. Notice how exaggerated my height is so that before people have their feet land on the ground, these elbows are fully locked out before the feet land on the ground. Cowabunga, dude. Arms up. Bring your feet closer together for me, Zach. This is jump, punch, land. Bring your feet closer together for me, Ross. And go. Stand tall. Step, step, reset. Athletes, eyes on me. It's not necessarily head forward. It's arms back without compensating with the spine. It may be impossible to get that, but I still want you to fight for the millimeters. Cowabunga, dude. Jump, punch, land, and go. Yeah, stand tall, step, step, reset. Does that land okay? Stand tall, step, step, reset arms. Jump and land on my mark, and go. Stand tall, step, step, reset, C-dub. That got better. Let's get pipes in hand to bring it home. Jump and land on my mark. Jump, punch, land, full push, jerk, and go. Stand tall, step, step first. Reset bar second. Footwork is really good. And go. Good knee. Stand tall, step, step first. Reset bar second. Grace, that might be slightly too wide in the land. Try one where the feet move less. And go. Stand tall, step, step, reset. Grace, did that feel more stable perhaps? Go and relax. Athletes, it's 3:20. I don't want to do a small group breakout for 10 minutes because that's going to take us over time. So we're going to do this instead. Many years ago, my coach took me to Briarwood Mall, and he went up to the Diet Coke machine, and he put in $1 to get a Diet Coke, and it spit the $1 back out. He looked at me. Then he goes to do it again, spits it back out, and then he stops, looks at me, and goes, MOB, win. He takes me to the bookstore. He's looking for books, and he buys 2 books. He buys How to Win Friends and Influence People, and this one, Mr. Schmooze. And as he's ringing up the books, he goes, hey, can I get a new $1 bill? She goes, yes. And he looks at me and goes, MOB, win. And we start walking back out to the parking lot. We go to the Diet Coke machine. He goes, MOB, win. He puts in that $1 bill. He gets his Diet Coke. He goes, it tastes so good. But he bought me these 2 books. I went home and read them. I gave out How to Win Friends and Influence People last month. I'm going to give out this next one. We talked about how important CrossFit is to people. It changes their lives, and how the responsibility of coaching is an honor. And I take it so extremely seriously, and you do too, because you're here learning, trying to get better. This book has been instrumental in my success in the fitness industry, because as Ben Bergeron says, it's not the fitness industry, it's the relationship industry. Yeah, because if the people don't know how much you care, they don't care how much you know, right? It's a book called Mr. Schmooze. It is a great book, and sometimes life just works out because I only have 10 of them. So this is just great. Thank you. You're one of the good ones, man. We're glad you're here with us. If I could change geography, I'm so glad you joined us today, sir. Nice job.
You can share one.
I usually that, but I'm going to give you one anyways because I'm so glad you're here. But I appreciate that. Now, you do have the option to read it and then give it to someone else you think might like it. Because when I give somebody something, it's yours to do whatever you want. You can throw it away. You can toss it in the toilet. You can shoot it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I love how much you care. I love it. I love it. Your presence and attitude is always just a win. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Let's get on that wall. I'm going to get a picture of you knuckleheads. Thank you for being committed. I appreciate it. Stand by. 3, 2, 1, bam! Would you please do me a favor? We'll need the markers back, the PVC pipes back where they go, barbells back where they go, and papers can go